Namaste, Jai Bharat. Some years before, when I was having some business with a head of the department, professor, head of the department in a different department, I was sitting with him and talking, and then one youngster was joining as assistant professor there. He just walked in. Of course, we were having something. We were talking. The other professor and me, we were talking. Then this man came in because he joins newly as assistant professor. Then I told him, yes, let him finish his business. We'll continue talking. Then he came. Then I asked him where you did your PhD and studies from. He said, I studied in JNE. Of course, I also spent some time in JNE. So I asked him which department, etc., who your grade was, etc., normal. Then I asked him about his family. What's your father? Then he gave such answer with that kind of a pride that my father is a kisan. That means my father is a farmer. Now that pride in his eyes, that really it was very impressive, very impressive. And I told him, great, you took such pride in being a son of a farmer because you know that your father is feeding all of us. Now that is how we treat farming. That's how we treat our farmers. That's how our culture looks at farmers. And cow. How the Hindus look at cow, I know to say, cow is next to holy to us, or holy to us. Cow is so auspicious to a Hindu. And if you look at ancient photographs of families, you find the cow also stands, a bull also. Bull is used for plowing. So either bull, cow, they put all these things together for a family. Group photos, all photos you can find. I have also experienced in my childhood, that a cow is a member of the family. Milk, cow, and a cow gives birth to a calf. The whole family enjoys it. It's more than a child born in our family. And each day monitor. Children during my childhood will keep going after the calf. And the cow trusts us. And we go and hug the cow right in childhood. That's how we look at these two phenomena, the cow and kheti, cow and cultivation. These two are so integrated into the culture of Bharat, but you can't separate these things from our existence. Now at this point, the US is trying to push their synthetic products to us. For instance, they wanted us to buy their genetically modified seeds, and genetical modification is atrocious as I understand. Maybe it will yield profit, but we wouldn't like to go against nature as far as possible. As far as possible, where it is possible, we will not go against nature, because that's how Bharat looks at nature. We have an understanding of coexistence. We have an epistemology of coexistence, of the multiple and plural, where nature is naturally included. And what is natural is great. And we would not normally pollute the purity of nature with this kind of adulteration for our immediate gains, benefits. So US wanted us to buy their genetically modified seeds, and we would not like to destroy our traditional methods of farming with which we are completely happy. We are comfortable with the yield, the product, the process. And you do not know what harm it can bring into your society if it permits that. That's number one. Number two, the milk products of US. You can't trust the milk product of the US given our understanding, because cow for us is holy, as you understand, and that is essentially vegetarian animal, like many other vegetarian animals, of course. And the feed they give, the cattle feed of US, is reportedly non-vegetarian. they mix non-vegetarian elements into it, and this is what I heard. And the cows go mad in the US because of this kind of food which they continuously feed them in a totally artificial atmosphere. So these two things we just can't afford, primarily because they are anti-natural, and secondarily we can't afford it because these things shall destroy our originality and what we are. Look at that boy's comment, I am son of a farmer. And that is how we understand these phenomena. Cow, milk product, farming, cultivation. These things are close to our hearts. We wouldn't like it, these things to be adulterated. And US can do anything, they don't have such culture behind them. For them everything is trading, everything is money, everything is business. We are not like that. We don't go by instrumentality of things. We go for what is intrinsic in it. Well, unfortunately, that happened to our nature, and we are not going to deviate from it. And those people in governance, the more they are Indians, the more rich they become to this kind of atrocities. For us, it is atrocities. Now, the US doesn't like it. They wanted things to go in their own way. That's their problem. They wanted to become bully. Let them be. We don't counter bully. No need. But the bully will not affect us. That's the point. Now they are trying to threaten Bharat. We'll stop this, we'll stop that. Of course, as a retaliation, we, for the time being, stopped all the shipment to US. No trade with them. Stopped all the shipments. Asked our vessels to come back. Okay, if you don't want to buy anything from us, we also don't want to sell anything to you. That's it. We will look for alternatives. And we are capable of looking for alternatives. And all these years we have been subjugated to all kinds of terror and suffering. We will do it some more. We'll take it some more until we stabilize. But then our stabilization shall be forever, for permanent. This is how the situation with the US trade as I see. They wanted a farmer to eat. They said, we will not let your farmer treat. We will not allow your farmer to operate in the US. Okay, you don't allow. We'll go for other markets. Maybe it takes time. Maybe we will not have immediate gains. No harm. We are used to this kind of suffering. And we'll stand by what we are. And remember, the present government in Bharat, they are nationalist government. And a nationalist cannot afford to bend or obey things that we do not want. Nationalists would always want things to be in equal terms with people. If that is not done, let it not be done. We would even go to the extent of writing of a nation like USA. We can live without them. When you are compelled, fine. No harm. We are not aggressive. We will not react in that manner. But we are capable of surviving. We are capable of putting you also in difficulties. If you think you can afford not to have our product in here, fine. You find an alternative. We will find an alternative. This is the situation that's going on. Now they touched our pride. They touched our originality. And that's touching us authenticity. And this, of course, Bharat cannot afford to compartment, whoever it may be. We have something called as our originality. That, of course, we would not let someone come and adulterate. Look at these things and think for yourselves and consider whether it is right or wrong. Of course, I am sure that all nationalists in this nation will call it as right, absolutely, in capital letters. We shall meet again with some other thought. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.